I thought I'd start the video today with a video of Jack, which was taken about the end of January of this year. And as you'll see, you know, he's looking really well. He was coming out, he was climbing, he was doing all the things that Jack would do at that point in time. Of course, it's May now, and you'll all be aware that Jack isn't well at this particular point. But, I am going to go on to a video with Jack now and update you on exactly what is going on and what the specialist has told me. And as much as it sounds terrible, there's still some hope for Jack at this particular point. You know, I look at this video and I think to myself, wow, you know, he was looking good, he was active, he was eating, you know, he was just booming and doing really well. I had no indications at this particular point that there was something wrong with Jack. But of course, yes, they hide things very well. They do take a while to show you that they're not well. They don't want to show that they are sick to their detriment, but to their safety, of course, out in the wild. But he certainly did look very well there. And I just wanted you to all see just how gorgeous he is. And I will be taking the lead from the specialist and what he thinks is the best, and should or shouldn't I do surgery with him or not. I'll be leaving that up to the vet. So let's get on to the video, which really starts with Lily but goes on to Jack. Good evening, everybody. Well, you'll see that Lily is out. She's been up top, but then she went, well, it's hard, you know, I'm just saying, she kind of went all the way over to the corner, down, and then she went all the way across, and now she's like going down, and I'm like, no, that is not going to happen tonight, Lily. So if you would like to, yeah, well, I know I might be wrecking your evening on where you want to go, but you're not going down, okay? Even giving everybody a kiss, they're not going to let you go down, all right? That's but it's good to see Lily is out. She did come out yesterday, but much later in the day, and of course you saw the video where she was not coming out at all. But yeah, she did yesterday. But guys, this is an update on here Jack. We are with Jack, and so I can update you. He's like, Mum, can you just please leave me alone? I'm just resting and taking it easy. And he's been moving around, going up to his warm spot and back down here. Have offered him some water, but he's, no, Mum, I'm not thirsty, thank you very much. But I'm continuing to monitor him and check him and see how he's doing, and he's still so easygoing and chilled and all of that stuff that Jack is. And I'll pop in a photo of him now with the girls at the vets. They thought he was just incredible and how easygoing he was. And normally they would sedate a snake to do some of the things that they were doing with Jack, but they just didn't need to. Even poking and prodding him with needles, he just, he did hiss a little bit at them, but not to the degree where they thought that he would turn around and bite them. But that's Jack, and that's how Jack has always been. And I really didn't want them to sedate him at this particular point. I wanted them to do as little as possible with him, and they were really good about it and agreed and were happy to do it. So, where am I at? I did get some information telling me by ultrasounds that he had done that he looked like an abscess, either on his stomach or his liver, and it's very hard to tell. A snake's anatomy, the stomach and the liver kind of overlap each other, and it was very hard to tell which organ it actually was on. Tested, took some fluid and were able to get some and have a look at it, and of course, major bacteria going on. Inflammatory cells were very high, which is the body kicking in its own immune system to try and heal itself, and that is pretty much what Jack is trying to do. Hence why he's just resting and taking it easy at this particular point. So it was about talking to a specialist that had dealt with this sort of thing before and did get on, which is wonderful. My vet made calls and did actually find a specialist who had this, but only with 2 snakes, and he operated both times, and pretty much he said, I can tell you at this particular point, I am thinking, as in the case with this, I'm sorry if I'm taking so long to get it out, but I'm trying to think how to say it to you all. But both times it's ended up having cancerous cells associated to it. And the first snake that had the operation came in extremely ill, and from so far, vet opinion is Jack, even though you can tell that he's not well, isn't to that extreme either. But anyway, they operated and removed, and this first particular snake passed away the day after the operation. He has since done another operation on another girl who is now about, I believe, 8 months after her operation, and it was on her stomach, and they removed quite a bit of her stomach, and she had to be slurry fed, they call it. That's, you know, putting a tube in and feeding them liquid in small amounts. And now her stomach has actually expanded to where she can now take a small feeder, and they're really happy with her progress, and it's ongoing vet checks and making sure everything is still all good. And good news so far, she is doing well. Of course, on Tuesday I have to take Jack to a specialist who is just reptile, nothing else. That's all he works with is reptiles, and he can do the surgery for me. So Jack is going over there on Tuesday morning to have an endoscopy, because he really wants to have a look and find out where it is at, you know, from what is said, even though yes, he is aware that there is a possibility of there being cancer associated with it, until he does the endoscopy, he is saying he can do the surgery. But I have to weigh up. I need to know percentage of how Jack is going to come through this. Is it going to be 50-50? You know, if it's a 50-50, I'm probably willing to go all in and do this for Jack. But if he says, you know, it's slim, but we can do it, I have to make a decision on whether I go through with it or not. It's a lot of money, guys. It's a real lot of money. And of course I'm going to do everything that the vet says and suggests. And if he says yes, I think we can do the surgery, and I think that, you know, there's that 50-50, I will say yes. But I don't know. I have to wait until Tuesday to find out what this endoscopy says. So at this point I'm still sitting with, you know, I felt so relieved, you know, even though I wasn't, you know, he had an abscess and we can surgically remove it, Gay, and he'll be fine, so to speak. And then I hear the word cancer, and it just made me feel sick instantly, because we all know what cancer is and what it can do. I lost Lacey, but hers started and was in her brain. It then moved down to her spine. Jack is in his stomach or liver area. It's not affecting his brain. They're going to check to see if it's spread and what portion of anything. If they have to take a portion of his liver, the liver will rejuvenate itself, and he'll manage quite well. He can even manage with a small portion of his stomach still there. So there is still a little bit of hope that I'm hanging on to, that this is going to be okay, guys. So I just wanted to update you, because I've got Lily out, and she's all over the place today. Not settling, but she's out and exploring and having a look at everything, and that's a good sign. Well, at least she's out, but she does know something's wrong. But Guys, I'm going to do everything that I can to save Jack. Here comes my cheeky girl. She's been over the top of Jack's enclosure, and I could see that she had headed over there, and now she's coming down and going into the back. So cheeky. She really is. Look at this. She knows this place so very well. Right, guys, I'll keep you up to date. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to everyone that offered support. Sure, take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your snakes, and all your animals. Ciao.